welcome to Move Well, Live Well. We get a number of people that come in here who have issues kind of within their back, their hip. And let's face it, we sit way too much. So I just kind of wanted to do a quick video on 2 exercises and stretches that you can do to help alleviate that hip and low back pain from sitting too much or standing for long periods of time. Because let's face it, we got folks that do either or both. They sit way too long or they stand way too long, and there's not a happy medium in between, and the muscles, well, with a hip and a low back, they get mad. I brought out Netter here. This is the Atlas of Human Anatomy by Netter. And the muscles that we're talking about here, I wanted to kind of show you, are the muscles of the posterior abdominal wall. The muscles of the posterior abdominal wall. Now, the muscles in question here are the iliacus right here, the psoas, and see the iliacus and psoas, they make up the iliopsoas muscle group. And you kind of see that the psoas really helps to support the low back. And if you're sitting for long periods of time or standing for long periods of time, this guy can get really nasty. Also, the muscle right here, this is the quadratus lumborum. This muscle right here, the quadratus lumborum, it spans from the last rib to the top of the hip bone, or the iliac crest. That's that muscle. And again, standing or sitting for long periods, that makes that guy mad too. And then the iliacus helps to support the entire pelvic bowl, because it attaches, it's here in the iliac fossa, and it attaches to the lesser trochanter of the femur right there. Well, anyway, those muscles, I just kind of wanted to show you, just kind of get you an idea of what we're talking about here. So those guys get messed up from sitting or standing for long periods of time. So how do you fix that? How do you fix those guys? Well, there's 2 stretches that you can do. One of them, you can do it while seated. So you have a chair or whatever you're sitting in, and you put yourself in kind of a figure 4, just like this. And then what you're doing is you're pressing the involved hip. So the hip here, you're pressing it down away toward the floor. See that? You're pushing it towards the floor like this. And you can even, I can really feel that in through here in the hip complex, kind of in the glute medius and through here. That is an awesome stretch. And you can kind of rock it back and forth too to make it a kind of a dynamic stretch. Right here, just like this. And then you can even accentuate it a little bit more too by leaning to the side like this. See that? Boom. So yeah, I kind of like to do a dynamic kind of stretching through here like this. Or you can even do a contract relax where you press and then you push your hip, push your knee towards your hand as you resist. So you're pushing towards your hand as your hand resists, and then relax, and you can see you can get a little bit more relaxation that way, a little bit more range of motion. You push again, and then relax. Woo, that's a good one. Do that 2 to 3 times in through there, and just kind of get that oscillate at that end range right in through there. And man, I can really feel that in through there. Then you switch, you do the other side. So you put that put that ankle over the knee, over the thigh on this leg, and then you're pushing it away. So you push that knee away, just like that. Oh man, I can feel it. And sometimes you may feel a difference with one side or another. This really helps to open up that hip, right in through there. Oscillate back and forth, 3 to 15, three sets of 15 in through here, little oscillations. Or you can do a contract relax where you're pushing that knee up while you resist it with your hand. 1, 2, 3, relax. And then 1, 2, 3, relax. Do that 2 to 3 times in through there. And man, that's fantastic. I can really feel that open up in through there. Especially if you've been sitting down for long periods of time, this gets nasty in through here. So that's one stretch exercise that you can do if you've been sitting for long periods of time, or standing for long periods of time. Those get sore too. Now, if you've been standing for long periods of time or sitting long periods of time, there's another one you can do, but you're gonna need probably a step, something that's an uneven surface to do this with. So if this right side is my involved side, I'm going to stand on the step here. And then you want to make sure that you have something to grab onto. You want to make sure you have something to grab onto, like a door jamb. You can put this in a door jamb to grab onto, or a wall. And then all you're doing is you're leaning away from the hip. See that? Now my foot can be a pendulum as it swings in through here. It opens up it pulls away from the iliac crest to the lower rib so that quadratus lumborum opens up. Also, the psoas and the iliacus can now stretch in this position as well. These are called hip pendulums. And if you can kind of see over here, Dr. K, you can kind of see I'm leaning away from the involved side. See that? Kind of see that? Leaning away from the involved side. And you can gauge more, you get more of a stretch by leaning more, like that, and then doing pendulums like in through here. And I usually tell folks, do this for about 1 minute to 2 minutes to just get this swinging in through here like this, and just gentle swings. You can even accentuate it more by kind of trying to reach with your heel. So you take your foot that's swinging, that's pendulum, you can reach toward the floor as you lean. Reach toward the floor as you lean. Oh man, that feels great. Right in through here, the quadratus lumborum opens up. Again, that iliacus and then the psoas get a nice opening up and through here. Again, those muscles of the posterior abdominal wall, like we saw in Netter. And then you just switch, and you switch to the other side. So you're going to have to go over here. I'm going to switch over this way. That way I'm even out too. I want to. These are great stretches. We just got out of church, doing a lot of sitting, doing a lot of standing at church. So I just want to do a quick video on how to stretch these guys out from sitting and standing for a long time. So here I am in here. Again, I'm leaning away. This is my left side now. I'm leaning away from the involved side. I'm using the door jamb or post or whatever it is and letting my foot swing and pendulum in through here. Again, 1 minute to 2 minutes is a good amount of time. You can accentuate it by leaning further away from the involved side and then reaching toward the floor like that. Oh, that's a good one right there. And don't forget to breathe. This should be a relaxing type of exercise in through here. So these are hip pendulums. Hip pendulums. And then the other one is the seated, figure 4 with external rotation. And you're kind of doing a dynamic stretch with that seated external rotation of the hip while you're seated. Just like that. Oh man, that feels good. That feels great. And you'll find, again, this one too, you'll find one side's tighter than another. This side's tighter for me than the left side right here. So, anyway, these are 2 fantastic exercises and stretches that you can do. We live in a world where we sit way too much, and these are perfect for that are easy to do. You can do them at home. If you don't have a step, you can use a book. You can stack a couple books together, and that'd be fine too. And then in between a door jamb, it'll be fantastic. So if you've been sitting a long time, you've been standing for a long time, that feels fantastic into the low back and hip. Anyway, if you have any questions with this video, drop it off in the comment section below. We thank you for watching. We appreciate it. If you're new here, hit subscribe. And when you hit subscribe, make sure you hit that bell notification button because that'll keep you in the loop with subsequent videos coming here in the near future. That way you can continue to move well and live well. Also, I know you know folks who do a lot of sitting or they do a lot of standing. Share this with them. These are 2 easy exercises that they can do on their own to help alleviate those seated for long times and standing for a long time postures that can wreak havoc on the low back and hip. So sharing is caring. Also, give us a thumbs up, give us a like. It lets us know you care. Anyway, we thank you for watching. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.